Maiduguri, Nigeria. The camp was supposed to be a refuge. Fatoumata's life had been stolen by war ever since the 6th grade, when she was abducted from her home and raped repeatedly by Boko Haram's fighters for the next 3 years. She finally escaped last spring, slipping into the bush while her captors slept. 14 years old and alone, she made it to a camp for victims of the war, and had just settled in for the night when she heard footsteps outside her tent. A security officer's voice instructed her to come out. Frightened, she obeyed. He took her to his quarters, she said, and raped her. Hours later, after she had returned to her tent, another officer arrived, she said. He raped her, too. The same day I was brought there, soldiers started coming to rape me, Fatoumata said. They did it one after another. I'm not even sure those two knew about each other. Rape has been a defining horror of the war with Boko Haram, which has consumed northeastern Nigeria for 8 years and spread beyond its borders. At least 7,000 women and girls have endured Boko Haram's sexual violence, the United Nations estimates. Militants kidnap and rape young girls, teenagers and women, handing them out as so-called brides who are sometimes passed from fighter to fighter. But Nigerian security forces have also raped victims of the war, preying on the people they are assigned to protect. Dozens of cases of rape, sexual violence and sexual exploitation were reported in 7 camps in Borno State last year alone, carried out by guards, camp officials, security officers and members of civilian vigilante groups, the United Nations says. More than a year ago, the Nigerian government pledged to investigate the allegations of rape in camps for people displaced by the war, saying that these very distressing reports will not be taken lightly. But accounts of sexual assaults in the camps are still common, including from young girls who say they were raped by soldiers on many occasions. The soldiers would come and hold me so tight, one 13-year-old girl said in an interview. She said she had been raped about 10 times this year at a camp in Maiduguri, the city at the center of the fight against Boko Haram, before running away for her own safety. They were old enough to be my parents, she said of the soldiers who raped her. The Nigerian military has cleared parts of the countryside to hunt for Boko Haram's hideouts, forcing hundreds of thousands of civilians to move into huge settlements throughout northeastern Nigeria. Many other civilians have made it to the camps on their own after fleeing Boko Haram's deadly assaults. Most of the camps are overflowing, with new arrivals every day. Food and water are often in short supply, residents say, and health workers are battling a cholera outbreak that has killed dozens. At night, the camps are dimly lit. Aid workers come during the day, but typically not after sunset because of wartime curfews. Security forces tightly control who goes in and out of the camps, sometimes coercing women and girls to trade sex for food. Government officials say they need 24-hour security to protect the residents, especially since some of the camps are regular targets of suicide bombers deployed by Boko Haram.